Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you watch this. It's been a couple months since I've done some videos on dreams, and so it's not because I haven't been having any, it's just that the dreams that I've been having, I'm not really sure that it was for anything other than maybe just personal reasons. So I've had a lot of personal dreams, but there's two in particular that I'm going to share with you real quick. I finally decided that maybe, yes, I should go ahead and share it, just so that if you're also experiencing similar dreams, then at least you know it's not just you and somebody else is going through the same, because our Father said that in the last days He would pour out His Spirit and we would see visions and dream dreams. And so lately, though, the majority of my dreams have been pretty personal, but for the most part, I am, excuse me, I find myself praying a lot for other people that I don't know in my dreams. One particular dream, I was walking down a sidewalk. This man was walking in the opposite direction of me, and he looked at me and he said, "Are you ready?" And when he said, "Are you ready?" he also pointed his hand in the direction that I was walking towards, as if he was, well, not as if, he was pointing to a woman. And so I'm like, what is he talking about? And so I walk over to this woman, and all of a sudden, the woman and I are in a truck. We're sitting in like this double cab or dual cab truck, old truck. But what's interesting in these dreams that I've had, including this one, is that my mom is always with me. And so this dream was no different. It was myself, my mom, and this woman. But my mom, when I have dreams about her, she's pretty silent. And so this time, my mother was sitting to my right, and this woman was sitting to my left. And all of a sudden, the woman just kind of started talking about her problems and all the drama that she's going through. And all of a sudden, my mother speaks, and my mother says to her, "Hush, the Spirit is speaking." And when my mom said that, something from deep within my belly like came up and just rose up from my tummy up through my mouth. And it was a voice that I've never heard before, but it was powerful, and I knew that it was just amazing. But I started speaking in tongues in my heavenly language, but it wasn't even my heavenly language. It was a new language. And anyway, I started praying over this woman, and I don't know what I was saying, obviously, because when we're praying in the Spirit, only God knows what we're saying. We're communicating with Him. And so I'm praying for her, and it's just deep and it's intense. And then, she's like, she looks at me and she's like, "Yeah, okay, but I still have all these problems." And so what I took away from that dream really was that, number one, I think, and I could be wrong, but I think that the Lord is increasing my intercession, my prayer for people, because I do love to pray. I've got my own little war room that I go in and pray, but quite honestly, I'm praying on my way to work and I'm praying on my way home. So I do love to pray, and I love to pray for other people. So I think that the Lord is increasing my intercession even in the Spirit for people that I don't know. And so I believe wholeheartedly that when I am praying for somebody in my dream, that person really exists, and the Spirit is just using my spirit to intercede for that person. And so I thank God for that. But the other thing that I took away from that is that even though this woman received, some prayer, she just did not want to focus on what or how God was wanting to help her. And so she wanted to focus on the problem. And so I think that that's where a lot of people are at in their lives, is that you're focusing on the wrong thing. Especially as Christians in the body of Christ, we might be focusing on the wrong thing right now. What we need to focus on is prayer and focus on what God is wanting us to do in our daily lives. The second dream, and I've had several of these as well, but this one stood out to me the most because it was a little girl. So in this dream, I was dreaming, obviously. In the dream, I was kind of like at a church gathering, and we were again praying. It must have been towards the end at the altar call, and people were praying and whatnot. And I came across this little girl. She couldn't have been no more than about maybe 5 or 6 years old. But I looked at her and I just thought to myself, she needs deliverance. She needs to be prayed for. And the little girl's looking at me like, why are you praying for me? There is nothing wrong with me. And so I'm praying for her, and all of a sudden, once again, this language rises up from within me where I am speaking in tongues and praying in the Spirit, and I'm rebuking this demonic spirit that's inside of her. And again, she's looking at me like, lady, you're crazy. There's nothing wrong with me. And all of a sudden, her eyes changed. And when her eyes changed, I said to it, there you are. And I continued even deeper to rebuke and to cast him out, or it out. And once she was delivered from this spirit, the little girl, she was in my hands, like her face was in my hands when I was praying for her. It was so strange, but as soon as she was delivered, she literally evaporated, like she just disappeared. She disintegrated in my hands. And I woke up from that thinking, Lord have mercy, what was that? So I've had several dreams where I'm casting out demons. I'm speaking in tongues, casting them out. And I've had dreams where I am praying for people. So I would love to know if there are others out there having similar dreams. I think that, I don't know what to think. But like I said, as far as praying for people, I love to do that. And I think that maybe I'm praying and I'm hoping that the Lord is just using me in that regard. As far as, casting out demons in my dreams, I kind of think that the Lord's preparing me for something. Obviously, that's not something that, I want to do. It's not easy. But at the same time, deliverance is necessary even within the body of Christ, because there are so many of us walking around with issues that really are related to spiritual things that we need to be set free from and delivered from. I'm not afraid of the enemy by any means, don't get me wrong. I think Hollywood has done a good job of trying to make people think that exorcisms and deliverances are supposed to be these dramatic, head-rolling, stupid things. But really, if you think about it, deliverance can be beautiful. It is beautiful because that person is being set free. And when you're set free from the bondage that the devil has had you in, and Christians can be in bondage at times as well, and we need to be set free from those things. But once you get to the root of the problem, which is usually some sort of demonic spirit, and we can get rid of that, get it out of there, then the Lord can continue to flow through us and heal us and grow us, because that's the part of the purpose of our Christian walk, is we should be growing from faith to faith, and our character should be improving daily. So anyway, I hope that this blesses somebody. If you have any questions, please let me know. But more than anything, if you've had similar dreams, I would love to know. I just think it's exciting. I think it is exciting. And I also think that a couple of the dreams that I had several months ago, like 7, 8 months ago, the one about Obama in the White House and the other one about Obama sneaking in somebody's backyard. I don't know. I think that those dreams have something to do with the things that are going on now. So if you haven't seen those, go back and take a look. God bless you. I plead the blood of the Lamb over you today and your family. Blessings and favor. And I plead the blood of the Lamb over this message as well. Bye-bye.